On behalf of the Center for Southeast Asian Studies at Berkeley, it is a pleasure and an honor for me to welcome everyone to this evening's program. I would like to take this opportunity to first thank individuals and programs whose leadership and partnership have made this event possible. I would like to acknowledge our co-sponsors, the Asian American Research Center, the Department of Theater, Dance, and Performance Studies, the Department of Music, and the organizers of Cambodia Day for the opportunity to partner in this momentous event. This event is made possible because of a larger event, as Alexandra had mentioned, Cambodia Day, which will take place in San Francisco next Saturday, September 28. So this is just a sample of a rich and fuller program to come. My special thanks to Ryan Boone, who worked very hard to make this collaboration possible, to Alexandra Delfaro for all of the behind-the-scenes work that went into this major collaboration, to the International House for access to this beautiful room, and to everyone in the audience who joined us here this evening. Of the many and important cultural events that we have the honor of hosting at Berkeley, we are particularly thrilled to be able to feature this evening program because it is a rare opportunity to host performers from Cambodia at Berkeley, and even more rare to have a program that brings together multi-generational artists from Cambodia and from the Cambodian diaspora, namely the US and France. In this sense, this convening is not only momentous in terms of the artistic richness, but is also one of profound historical significance. As you may know, the genocide that took place in Cambodia from 1975 to 1979, during which almost a quarter of the country's population perished, ravaged the artistic community. Some 90% of Cambodia's artists perished during the Khmer Rouge genocide, and along with them, irretrievable memories that have been preserved and passed on over centuries and across many generations through oral traditions. In fact, one of the pieces that will be performed this evening encapsulates this rupturing history, with one piece of the music being preserved and performed in Cambodia, and the other recollected and transmitted in the diaspora. This evening will be the very first time that musicians from Cambodia and from the diaspora will come together to quote-unquote restitch and make this musical piece whole once again. The reference to coming and going that is reflected in the title of this evening's program underscores the flows and fluidity of Cambodian post-genocide afterlives, the flows of refugee forced dispersal, the flows of diasporic imaginary, longing, return, and of transnational reconnections. But we're also dealing with the flow of time and its implications for memory work, the fragility and fluidity of memory and remembering, as well as the urgency of memory work. Hence, it is also about the flow across time of the passing of generations and continuous erosion of memory, and of the passing on of traditions across generations as resistance against the erosion of time and the ongoing multifaceted interruptions and ruptures. The works that you're witnessing today must be celebrated in those contexts. The artistic richness not only lifts us as individuals in the audience, it is also the balm for the soul of the Khmer nation and a gift to a world much in need of healing. I hope you enjoy this evening program. Thank you. And I will now pass the mic to Ryan Boone, one of the organizers of Cambodia Day.
Thank you, Professor I was also her student and a student of many of the musicians here today. So we'd like to begin the program with an invocation song called Bot Hamro in the genre of Plenka Boran, which is a considered an ancient wedding music. So without further ado, I'd like the musicians to come on stage first. Neakkru Sophy, Neakkru Dorivan, and Neakkru Sonankavei brothers. And Neakkru CHUM Ngek, a National Endowment for the Arts Fellow from Washington, D.C., and Neakkru Soi Totla, yes, traveling from Cambodia. And then Nabong Som Dara, singer. Thank you. So we'd like to present this song because before we begin any kind of traditional program, be it a wedding, a dance ceremony, there's always some sacred invocation. So this is an invocation in the genre of wedding music. So in every wedding, a wedding, or ka, requires music. So this is the first song that we play at every wedding. So it's
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ
That was about Hamrong, playing Boran. So playing Boran is one of the oldest extant musical genres in Cambodia. And it features some unusual instruments. So starting with Neakkru Sophy. So he plays a kind of hand drum. And his baby brother, Neakkru Dorivan, on the PHOU. That is the PHOU. And then this is a monochord. It's a gourd that in the old days, they would play on the bare chest. They would make a little suction and would go, the suction of it being on the chest, but he's wearing a shirt today. And it has a brass string. So, Neakkru Jean. It's a small sound. You play it at home, putting your children to sleep, and so that's how it exists, because it's portable, easy to make, but very difficult to play. And now, Neakkru Ngek on the PHOU. Okay. It is a kind of erhu in the string family. It has a coconut shell gourd, and the most expensive part of the instrument is the coconut shell itself, because it has to be a specific elephant head shape to make a good sound. So, Neakkru. Yeah. So just a little bit, and then in Khmer, we call it the thro Khmer, or the Khmer thro. Thro is this string family of instruments. But I was told by many ethnomusicologists that it is actually from Central Asia. But anyway, this is Neakkru Soi Tola on the thro Khmer, the only one in the string family that we play in Cambodia where the fiddle is on the bow is on the outside of the string. So it has 3 strings. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we start the program, we have an invocation song. That's why we have this fruit on the stage. It's not for the musicians, it's for the ancestors and the gods, and the teachers of the music and the keepers of the place and the land, to honor them and ask for safety and protection. And now we're going to transition to playing Ka Samay Kandal. So it is more contemporary wedding music. We are adding a zither, or the khum, and a trosao. So that was the last fiddle also had a gourd in the back. This one has a wood cylinder. So I just want to introduce these 2 instruments before we go into the song. Neakkru som khumបន្តិចបាទ Khum. And then the trosao. So the third fiddle that we will be hearing tonight. Okay, so now the next piece is Satrayong. It's about a, oh, and we're changing to the kloi, so I'm sorry, we changed from one bamboo reed to another bamboo woodwind.
Srei niang moj tak ao pi ya srei niang moj tak tro ben ao pi ya srei moj ao na srei moj ruột hai rom sai song Sro ma srei ana từng chữ thla chwe thla chlong sro ma
Have new instrumentation, going to be starting with Ngek again. changing from the skotai, which is one drum, to now playing two drums. So he's playing two by himself, two drums by himself. So he keeps time. He's like, okay, this is how big the sections are. You can't play more than this section because then it doesn't make sense because it's too long. So he's the one that's keeping the time and giving us a little bit of rhythm. And Neakkru Dorivan, again, on the flute. So he's staying on there. Neakkru Sonankavei has changed from the string to another string, and now he's moving on to percussion, his specialty on Roniet Ai. So. Yes, so Roniet Ai, Ai means one, the best, and is the leader of the group, Roniet Ai. And Neakkru Ngek is now on the Roniet Thung. Neakkru. So the Roniet Thung is a funny guy, so I just want to listen to the funniness. So the Roniet Ai is like this. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then the Roniet Thung is like, all right, let's go like this. So you have a serious guy, and then you have a funny guy in the ensemble. And then we have Neakkru Soitola again, master of strings on the trosao. And Bong Dara will be singing Khmer Osan.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ
Neakkru Sophy and Neakkru Dara have switched. They've switched gears to play the gongs, and Neakkru Dorivan is now going to play the sapho, which is the most sacred instrument in the ensemble. In all ensembles, when we have our annual offering ceremony to the ancestors of dance, the sapho occupies the place of ultimate reverence. So that's why we have the fruit in front of the sapho. So Neakkru, if you could. And now, sometimes, so sometimes there is conversation that happens between this big drum, literally, it's called sko tom, sko is drum, tom is big. So this is the big drum with the sapho. Sapho and Skotom together. And then now Sonankavei is on Ndung. He's on hard mallets. So you will hear that. They did Yung Lui and Ndung. But now we're going to listen to the two circle gongs. We have Gong Tom, which is big gong, and then Gong To, which is little gong. The Gong Tom is kind of a serious guy. He's like, okay, this is where we are, and this is where we're going. And then he just kind of doesn't talk much, but he lays out the law. Gong Tom. So he's a serious. Gong Tom, ring mat chat, ram trau. But the Gong To is lapalapoj, as we say, is kind of tricky. He always wants to dance. The Gong To, he's like, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to do this, I want to do that. So they are the same family of instruments, as we know in our own families. We have different kinds of people. So this is a different kind of guy. But Neakkru some chợt Gong To định mấy Neakkru. So this next piece is called Chichin, which is a kind of racing, running song. And you will hear why. So Chichin is a long song. We are hearing a quarter of it this evening. Chăng Neakkru bạn som chơi bọt Chichin bạn ở con bạn. Amazing. In Khmer classical dance, we have 4 main character archetypes. The Niang, which is the princess, the queen. We have Nero, the king, the prince, the good-looking guy. We have the Yep, the ogre, the evil guy. And then we have the monkey, the trickster, comic, funny guy. So they have different ways of expressing themselves, of crying, sorrow, of joy, of worry or fear, like this, worry or fear. So I'm going to try out these 3 different archetypes. The first is Niang, the princess, the pretty girl, the queen, Niang. Xin nuôn bạn là cô bạn. I don't usually do a pretty girl, but that's Niang, pretty girl. Niang says, Anna. So she goes out, she looks, and she sees something. It's a flower. She goes out, picks the flower, and puts it in her hair. Okay. So now let's see how the Nerom, the prince, picks a flower. Bang, look, Ruben. Nerom, or the prince, he comes out, he looks and he's checking to see if anybody else is here, and then he sees the flower here. He picks the flower, smells it, but it's not for himself. He gives it to someone. Who knows? But he gives it to someone. Okay, now, the bad guy, the ogre, Ranai Lukruban. the ogre. The king goes out. He's like, I'm the king. The king. And he's like, what's this? Some flowers? What the heck? And he goes, he's like, oh, I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay. So now we have a special guest to be the monkey, the trickster, the funny guy, the comic. Neakkru. Yeah. Now we have Savay. He took an early flight to be here with us from Long Beach. Neakkru Phnom Penh. I call him Bong Ta. Okay, so in the section after this upcoming one, we will see